Well, good morning. Very, very much a good morning to you. My name is Lizette. I'm an occupational therapist by degree, and I'm also the owner and CEO of Think Different Dementia. And so earlier this week, I did a quick video, which I am blown away, has had more than 1,400 views, which I don't understand, but that's another conversation. So earlier this week, I did a quick video on what are the executive functions. If you recall, executive functions refers to a set of cognitive processes that are regulated by the frontal lobe, or the higher level thinking processes. It includes selective attention, working memory, set shifting, and our ability to self-regulate. There are 9 components that are included in executive functioning. These are our ability to organize and process information, to make decisions and plan ahead. It's the ability to manage time, regulate our mood, and the ability to store information, as well as to learn from our mistakes and accept the consequences of our actions, as well as our ability to get motivated and start and complete tasks. So this is what's known as the executive functions. This is the CEO of the brain. It helps us to take in and process information and plan and distribute information. Today, I'm going to dive into what is working memory, what it is, and how to quickly test for it. So, what is working memory? Firstly, there are 3 types of memory: working memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. From a functional perspective, all of our thinking skills are dependent to a very large degree on our ability to pay attention. This is also known as our attentional capacity. So if you think about it, it is pretty difficult to remember something if you haven't paid attention to it. So the start of forming a memory is actually being able to pay attention to something. After that, it is our ability to be able to use the information, and we need to be able to manipulate, store, and retrieve the information that we have received. So we take in information into our working memory using our senses: sight, sound, and touch. The information is then put into a temporary holding place in the brain. And if you want to think about it like a repository where we keep information until we decide we need it or not. Or like when we use a computer and we are storing the information on the computer temporarily until we hit the save button. Once we hit the save button, it goes into our short-term memory. We do this very quickly, and our brain needs to decide whether to keep the information or whether to dump the information. So it's very important to understand that research has shown normal people's working memory is only about 15 to 30 seconds long. That's not long at all. So people who have dementia or other trouble with their thinking, their working memory repository is significantly shorter. Studies have also shown that most people can only hold on to and manipulate 1 to 4 pieces of information at a time. That's not a lot at all. So, what is a recap of working memory? It is where you hold, process, manipulate, and store information. When a patient or a person is using their working memory, we're preparing to store memory into our short and long-term memory and use it for a task, but only if we need to. Otherwise, we dump it. So, working memory functions this way. You put the information into temporary storage, you manipulate and process the information, and then you have an output. So what is a practical example of how we use working memory? I know most of us have recently had this experience where we have these pesky 2-step verification codes. So this is a very good example of how we use our working memory. We need to hold on to that 6-digit code long enough to input information from one place into another. So what do? You repeat the sequence a few times. 418961. 418961. So you just keep repeating it long enough to then put it into the other spot where you have the 2-step verification. After that, you dump the information. you do not need it. So here is a quick test for working memory. Can you or your loved one spell the word world backwards? Can you or your loved one recite the days of the week in the backward order, starting with Sunday? Another quick test for working memory is, can you do serial subtraction? So, for example, subtracting 7 from 100 and taking 7 from your answer each time for as far back as you can go. Those are 2 different tests for working memory. So if you have trouble with math, pick a word example. If you have trouble with words, pick a math example. You can almost do anything that you just have to kind of think and process information. So I have opened up a few slots on my calendar for people who would like a quick screening of whether or not they have trouble with their thinking. It takes less than 5 minutes to complete, but it can give you valuable information about whether or not you or your loved one may or may not have some thinking problems. If you're interested in this, please comment cognition below, and I will be sure to follow up with you. And remember, all of us, all humans, have problems with our thinking at times. Our thinking isn't static. It changes daily, and there is so much that can be done to prevent cognitive decline, to reverse cognitive decline if we have it, and to improve our ability to think. So I want to remind everybody there is hope. Please reach out if you think that you are having trouble with your thinking. I would be happy to help you. Yet again, my name is Lizette. I have started a company by the name of Think Different Dementia because I want people to think differently. I want people to realize that there is hope and that there are things that we can do to impact our thinking abilities. Yet again, if you're interested in a quick screening, it'll take less than 5 minutes. Comment cognition below, and I will get back with you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.